ilta pimenee, alkaa semmoinen niin kuin New Yorkin syke selkeästi tavallaan niin kuin vaihtuu ihan päivänvalosta yönvaloon, niin se ehkä niin kuin oikeasti ihan niin kuin fyysisestikin tuntuu, että pelottaa.
Mirjam Millikainen is packing her suitcase in her home country of Finland. She's about to exchange her familiar and safe environment for an uncertain life of hectic voluntary work in the infamous neighborhoods of New York City. Mirjam has lived her whole life in the small town of Järvenpää. Järvenpää is known for being the hometown of Jean Sibelius, a famous Finnish composer. Järvenpää is surrounded by lush nature. The streets are safe, even at night. Mirjam is her parents' only child, and she has always had a lot of good friends. Moving overseas means saying goodbye to a large number of people that love her.
Just ehkä läksiäisissä niin kuin eilen pystyi silleen oikeasti katsomaan, että tämä on niin kuin tupa täynnä silleen mulle tosi rakkaita ihmisiä, ketkä jotenkin tosi ehdoitta rakastaa mua ja niin kuin välittää musta ja tulee niin kuin arki-iltana paikalle, moni suoraan töistä ja varmasti tosi väsyneitä, niin kaikki niin kuin tulee sinne ja juhlii tavallaan ihan tappiin asti. Ja monet itkut on itketty ja eilenkin tuli niin paljon kyyneleitä vuodatettua ja ehkä se, että tajuu niin kuin sen, että on lähössä ja lähtee niin kuin pois, jättää niin kuin oikeasti semmoisen todella rakkaan sosiaalisen verkoston tänne Järvenpäähän ja ketä tässä niin kuin Uudellamaalla on, niin se on aika niin kuin iso tunneskaala ja ei edes pysty ehkä kunnolla kertoa ja selittää, että mitä niin kuin kokee.
Moving to New York means leaving the home base behind, at least for now.
2 vuotta, mitä mä tällä hetkellä ehkä ajattelen mun pään sisällä ja mitä mä niinku tavallaan selviydyn ehkä tästä, että se ei ole lopullista, mutta se pohjimmiltaan on sellainen asenne, että jos Jumala on 2 vuoden päästä, että sun hommat ei ole täällä vielä valmiita, että mä en ole lopettanut, niin sit mä jään vielä sinne, mutta se saa nähdä sitten.
What pulls Mirjam to New York is the world's largest Sunday school, Metro World Child, founded by Pastor Bill Wilson. He's run sidewalk Sunday schools around the metropolis for over 30 years. Nowadays, the organization reaches nearly 100,000 children worldwide every week. The Metro World Child headquarters has been in the Bushwick neighborhood of Brooklyn from the very beginning. This will also be the location of Mirjam's new home.
On vähän vinolattia ja katot roikkuu ja on hiiriä huonekavereina myös, että olosuhteita, joiden kanssa joutuu elämään ja silleen tietyllä tavalla myös ehkä se opettaa.
Metro World Child staff members live in modest conditions. Their own living conditions help them better understand the children and families in their neighborhood.
In New York City, I've learned that there are at least 500,000 children who are living under the poverty line. And we're reaching 20,000 of those children. We are working as Metro World Child in all 5 boroughs of New York City, so that's Manhattan, Staten Island, Bronx, Harlem, and in Brooklyn. And we have over 230 locations around the city that we are preaching the gospel every week.
The secret behind Metro World Child's success is the fact that the staff members build close relationships with their neighbors. Every Saturday, Old Yellow school buses drive approximately 3,000 children to indoor Sunday schools and back to their homes. Several times a week, teams will drive around New York City to put on street Sunday schools. Children are personally invited to Sunday school, and team members visit homes in their neighborhood weekly. How then has such a ministry as this been established in a rough city like New York? The story is distressing, but true.
It was 1961. I was 12 years old. And my alcoholic mother, who felt like in her own life was pretty much at the end of a rope. And her and I were sitting on a street corner. She looked at me and she said, "I can't do this anymore. You wait here." And I watched my mother walk away for the last time. And I sat on that corner for 3 days. No food, no water. Hundreds of people drove by me. Hundreds walked by, but only one stopped. Isn't that interesting? One. Could have been anybody. Could have been a pedophile, could have been a gang member, but it was a Christian. One Christian man on his way home from work. His own son was in the hospital dying of leukemia. So he had every reason not to stop. But he chose to stop, got out of his truck, walked across the street to where I'd been sitting, put his hand on my shoulder and asked me one question. 3 words, that was it. He said, "Are you okay?" Just a little boy and a very ordinary Christian man. I used to stutter really bad when I was little. And I tried to tell him that my mother was gone and I was just hungry. And immediately, he went and got his wife. She brought me some food and water. He got on the phone, and 5 hours after that first point of contact on a street corner, he put me in a church van that took me to a Sunday school camp. That's where I heard the story of Jesus for the first time.
Miriam's background is very different. She's an independent, social young lady who loves children. She's never experienced a lack of love in her own home. When a young person like this decides to move overseas to unstable conditions, it's a huge process for the parents as well.
Kyllähän se aluksi oli semmoinen, että ajattelin, että 4 kuukaudeksi lähtee tonne suureen maailmaan täältä pienestä Järvenpään kaupungista. Ja yksin, kun ei ollut ketään, siis ei minkäänlaisia tuttuja ollut, ei mitään semmoisia yhteyksiä ollut sinne. Pikkusen oli semmoinen, että mitähän tästä tulee.
Miriam istui tässä ja mä istun tuolla sohvalla ja Miriam sitten sanoo mulle, että äiti, että hän on laittanut paperit sinne ja kertoi vähän sitä prosessia ja sitten että sieltä on nyt tullut hyväksyttävä vastaus, että hän lähtee New Yorkiin. No Miriam ei nähnyt mun kasvoja, että mä parahin itkuun tuolla. Ja Miriam kyseli mun tuntoja. Ja mä sitten sanon, että vaikka mä rakastan sua, niin siitä huolimatta mulla ei ole oikeutta sanoa ei. Että kyllä Herra on ihmeellisesti nostanut meitä yhdessä ja erikseen, että me voidaan tällainen luovutus tehdä.
Jokaisen elämä on Jumalan kädessä, että sitä ei voi sivullinen hirveästi ohjata, eikä pitäisi mennä edes vääntelemään ja kääntelemään ja pistämään mitään esteitä, vaan se on vaan annettava mennä. Siis turha sanoa, että se on helppoa ollut. Kyllä sen omat taistelut on joutunut käymään, myöskin meikäläinen.
In Finland, people appreciate a good education and career advancement. Many young people look for financial success, entertainment, love, and friendship. Miriam is a very ordinary young lady, but she has chosen to go and bring hope to children in the ghettos of New York.
Ehkä helpoin syy on se, että niitä ei kukaan rakasta ehkä siellä. Tavallaan niiden lasten lähtökohdat on niin semmosia. Kukaan ei sano niille mitään toivoa. Kukaan ei ehkä sano niille, että hei, että sun ei välttämättä tarvii myydä huumeita tai sun ei tarvii ruveta narkkariksi tai sun ei tarvii rupea varastelemaan. Että sä voit olla vaikka lääkäri, sä voit olla lentäjä, sä voit olla pastori, sä voit olla ihan kuka sä haluut. Ja mä oon saanut niin paljon rakkautta mun kotiseurakunnassa ja mun lähipiirissä. Niin mä voin vaan mennä sinne New Yorkiin ja mä voin avata mun sylin ja halata niitä lapsia ja olla silleen, tiedäksä, että Jumala rakastaa sua ihan samalla lailla kuin mä rakastan sua nyt tässä. Että Jumala on siinä. Ehkä se mut saa viemään se, että ne ei ole ehkä kuullut sitä vielä.
Boys, look at the girls and say, girls, we're gonna take this game. Ladies, are you ready to meet the boys?
This is everyday life at Metro World Child. Dozens of volunteers from different countries organize Sunday schools to the best of their abilities, and the children come back time after time. In addition to the United States, Sunday schools have been established in 5 countries, and the number is continuously growing. The same concept works in every culture.
Kids everywhere are the same. They love having fun. They love playing games. They love being loved, like lots of high fives and hugs, and everybody responds to a message that is clear, that is easy to understand, that is real life for them. And we apply all those types of principles, and people can do them anywhere. You change it up based on the culture. Like here's more of a rap hip hop culture. So we have Bible Man that you saw on Saturday, and he's rapping and he's dancing, but that doesn't translate to Romania. But in Romania, they still do the four most important things. They just don't do a rap to them. They will just say them normally. Or they put it in a song that's more fit for that culture. So they're doing the same principle, but they've adapted it to their culture.
Back in her home country, Miriam was actively involved in the children's ministry at her church. Her language skills, on the other hand, were not so great when she first moved to New York.
Thank you for this lesson.
Se oli niinku tosi hilkulla, että niinku A:n kirjoitin ja se oli niinku, mä niinku rukoilin. Mä muistan, että mä aloitin sen YO-kirjoituksen, kun siellä sanottiin, että nyt saa aloittaa, niin mä pistin käden vaan kokeen päälle. Ja mä olin silleen, että Jumala, jos sä haluat musta ylioppilaan, niin mun on päästävä tästä kokeesta läpi. Ja mä pääsin siitä silleen just läpi. Ja tavallaan niinku kielelliset taidot oli niinku ihan silleen mitättömät, mutta mä päätin, että ei vitsi, että heikoissa Jumala on väkevä ja voi niinku oikeasti käyttää niitä lahjoja myös, mitä meillä ei ole, niin voi niinku Jumala antaa.
Metro World Child staff members have long and busy working days. They return from their neighborhoods well after sunset, but on Fridays in particular, the days are especially long as they rehearse for Saturday's Sunday school program.
Sometimes people come and they think, oh my goodness, wow, you guys just threw that together. But it happens not by just throwing it together. It really takes so much preparation behind the scenes on. So Saturday is our Sunday school, so Friday night is when we have a rehearsal. After they've come in from a long week of Sidewalk Sunday School, we're going over the Bible lesson, the acting's not right. Hold on, I need to try a different piece of music. That doesn't quite fit. Fix your costume. You need to bring this prop here, there. The teacher has to go through it several times to make sure that they're clear, that they're not rambling all over the place, and so I have them do it several times for each part of the lesson. Most of the time it's a good night if we get out by 12 o'clock, like a.m. But sometimes we go later because you just need to. When you're preaching the gospel, there's no like, oh man, I should have done that better. No, it needs to be on every time. It's, for them, that's the only time they're gonna hear that. The only time they're gonna see that lesson in that whole week. So it needs to be what it needs to be from the very beginning. And that part comes from the rehearsal behind the scenes. When you see the next day that the kids are understanding the lesson, you see them and they are actually applying it to their life, you say it was worth it, because that's why we're here. That's why we do what we do.
Our vision here in New York City and around the world has always been the same. That's why we've called it Metro World Child, providing hope, building futures. That was the vision when I first moved here all those years ago, to a place in one of the toughest parts of the United States where the government, the police, the school system, the religious system had written this neighborhood off, and they said they're hopeless, those kids are hopeless. And I said, no, they're not hopeless. They just don't have any hope. And that's a big difference. Jesus brings the hope.
This was the reason Bill Wilson originally moved to Bushwick. The first stages of the work over 30 years ago were painful.
I was the only white person that lived anywhere around here. There were no white people here. I paid for it dearly. I've been stabbed twice with a knife, 3 concussions, nose broken twice, ribs broken, jaw broken, thrown off of a building in a street fight, shot in the face. I paid a high price, a very high price, but I stayed. Even though we lost the buildings and we had to shut the Sunday school down for almost a year. Staff left, I stayed. The money dried up, but I stayed. If I lived on emotions, I would have been long gone.
Metro World Child has 120 full-time staff members. Every spring and fall, They're joined by up to 50 interns.
The 4-month internship is definitely intense. It's like missionary style living. It can be a little bit of a culture shock coming to New York City as well, and it can be hard just being in a totally different environment with people that you don't know, and you're going out onto streets that you're not familiar with. So sometimes people don't do very well with that, and they end up leaving. But then you have those people that get through those tough times and they get past their comfort zone, and their life is just, it will never be the same again.
This is exactly what happened to Jessica, who did her internship at Metro World Child in the spring of 2013.
I arrived and not really knowing what I was getting myself into. There's people from all over the world, so many different cultures and languages, and I come from a smaller state, so it was a little like, what am I doing? But when I got involved and got into everything that Metro offers, it changed me. It trained me up. It taught me how to write lessons, how to preach, how to get on stage and not feel intimidated, how to love on kids, and really embrace a different culture that I wasn't used to. And then just in the small times, just slowing down and get to know kids on an intimate level every time when I go out on visitation and knocking on the doors and just watching the kids run up and hug me, and it does something to you. It changes you.
Currently, Jessica is serving in the boot camp. This 1-week program is open to anyone who wants to experience what Metro World Child's work is like in practice. Visitors see the indoor and sidewalk Sunday schools. They visit homes and participate in the weekly staff meeting. Many are deeply touched by what they see. Some will become sponsors, and others even join the staff.
I've seen people come here and give up 1 week of their life to do boot camp, and they've really loved it, and they just made such an impact in their lives that they wanted to come back again so they can come and do the 4 months internship program. And after the internship program, I've seen boot campers come and join the staff as well. So now they're full-time staff people.
What then is the truth about New York? It's familiar from many movies. We see tourists buzzing around Times Square, and they climb to the top of the Empire State Building. They want to photograph the Statue of Liberty and ride down Broadway in a yellow taxi. But the reality for the children living in Harlem, Bronx, and Brooklyn is far from all of this.
Instead of living with a protection, they live for survival. They're trying to survive. They don't know what will happen the next minute. They don't know that if they're going to have a meal on their table the next minute. They don't know if their life is going to be taken away the next minute. So the mindset here, the mindset that we grew up with was survival.
Jos siellä on ampumisia ja kuolee ihmisiä ja huumeita ympäri, kyllähän ne tavallaan tiedostaa ne. Ja musta tuntuu, että jopa tietää paljon enemmän kuin minä, mikä on niinku, tavallaan tietyllä tavalla satuttaa myös silleen, että okei, että nämä oikeasti tietää niin paljon ja näkee koko aika kaikkea, mitä mä en edes välttämättä haluaisi nähdä. Ne on niinku sellaisia varuilla ja tietyllä tavalla ne niinku kovettaa ehkä itteensä siihen, että ei niitä niinku hetkäytä mikään.
All they knew is like what I knew. Violence in the home, alcohol, drugs, prostitution. That's how I was raised until one man put me in a place where I met the Savior.
The director of the Sidewalk Sunday Schools, Willie Perez, wouldn't be doing his job either if it weren't for a pivotal childhood experience.
The experience I had the most and why I'm here is at one point someone was giving out flyers when I was 5 years old at the school, and they invited me to Sunday school. And I was coming every single week to Sunday school, and there was one Saturday that I woke up late and I missed the Sunday school bus. And I thought that was, for me at that time, was the end of the world. But about maybe half an hour, 45 minutes later, the lady that was responsible for that area had picked me up in her own car, and she brought me to Sunday school. I mattered. Me being the only one mattered to her. And right there was that moment where I know that God planted that seed, that God really began to do a work in me. And when I got older, I just knew that at some point I had to reach my people in the same way. Sidewalk Sunday School, we teach basically that in order to survive, you need Jesus. You need the Word of God in your life so you can make the right decisions, because it's not about survival. It's about living by the Word of God in this atmosphere, in this environment. It's about surviving, not the way the streets survive, but by the Word of God, and making that impact to make better decisions, to make the right choice. You don't have to be like everybody else to be successful, to see a good plan in your life. All you need is God, His Word, and to live by Him.
Miriam is part of Team 19, which organizes sidewalk Sunday schools in the Washington Heights neighborhood of northern Manhattan. The area is mainly populated by Spanish-speaking South American immigrants. Though the neighborhood looks quite clean, under the surface, the problems are exactly the same as anywhere else. Miriam is excited about her work in Washington Heights.
Mä halusin mennä Bronxiin tai Harlemiin, niin nyt mä oon tavallaan siinä välissä, mikä oli tavallaan mulle semmonen tosi iso kiva yllätys, ja mä en edes tiennyt, että sinne tavallaan pääsis.
Working in a new neighborhood is both challenging and interesting.
No, kyllä mä tosi usein aina mietin silleen, että kukakohan siellä on vastassa tavallaan, että onko se iloinen, onko se töykeä, ajatteleeko se, että mä oon joku katolilainen, ajatteleeko se, että mä oon joku kaupustelija. Tosi usein ovissa lukee, että me ollaan onnellisesti katolilaisia eikä vaihdeta uskontoa. Sitten välillä saa vaan tavallaan käy koputtaa ovella ja saa ehkä semmoisen just ovi avataan ja suljetaan ja otetaan ehkä flyeri. Meidän tehtävä on tavallaan vaan luoda ihmissuhteita. Tavallaan sitä kautta, että me tunnetaan ne ihmiset, niin tavallaan se mun elämä puhuu niille.
It is. That's not easy. Not at all. Tuolla talossa asuu toi isoäiti, sen 4 lasta, jolla 2 niistä on 2 lasta.
Soon after Miriam arrived in New York, she began to understand that in her case, 2 years might not be enough time. She didn't want to leave just as she was beginning to gain her neighbors' trust. This is why some staff members stay at Metro for years.
It's a children's ministry, but you can ask any staff member and they have a relationship with the children, the parents, the grandparents, the people in the neighborhood, and it becomes our family. I can tell you that my teenagers that I have coming, they're a part of my family.
The children and families in Washington Heights have become important to Miriam. She wants to give them as much of her time as she possibly can. Because the work is so demanding, it's important to take an occasional break. So in her free time, Miriam rests or heads to Manhattan.
Välillä aina haluan tavallaan lähteä pois niistä samoista ympyröistä, missä koko aika on, niin hypätä tavallaan semmoiseen uuteen paikkaan ja hypätä tavallaan semmoiseen, mitä ei ole ehkä käynyt aikaisemmin. Ja totta kai Manhattani on niinku, mä tykkään Manhattanista myös, mutta eniten mä tykkään kuitenkin siitä elämäntyylistä, mikä meillä on tuolla. Ja se on niin jotenkin semmoinen koti.
Busy workdays don't leave a lot of room for keeping in touch with family and friends in Finland. Miriam talks to her parents over Skype every week, and with friends on a semi-regular basis. As the days and weeks pass, life goes on in New York as well as Finland. There isn't much time to dwell on that thought in the midst of everyday life, except perhaps when flying home for vacation.
Oli kyllä semmoinen jännä olo, että mä mietin, että onko ihmiset muuttunut, onko mä muuttunut. Tosi monella on just, että on saanut opiskelupaikan jostain muualta ja muuttaa toiselle paikkakunnalle tai ei ole päässyt kouluun. Ja tosi moni on siis nyt ruvennut seurustelemaan ja tavallaan silleen kaikki on mennyt jotenkin elämässä tietyllä tavalla eteenpäin.
When Miriam left Finland, her future was wide open. But she's found her place in New York and is standing on her own 2 feet.
Kyllä mä tykkään tosi paljon asua New Yorkissa ja se on tosi siistiä, mutta onhan se siis silleen iso muutos. Äiti ei olekaan ihan niin lähellä, kun kuitenkin tuntuu, että kyllä siis edelleenkin aluksi varsinkin nyt skypettiin. Mä olin äiti silleen, no pitäähän mun nyt skypettää ja kysyä, että mitä mä teen tässä ja mitä mä teen nyt. Mutta onhan se siis iso muutos itsenäistyä New Yorkissa. Mä oon nyt uhrannut tavallaan semmoisen normaalin ihmisen ja normaalin 20-vuotiaan elämän tavallaan niin kuin siihen, mistä mä todellakin nautin. Ja silleen, että se on niin kuin kuitenkin tosi paljon silleen kellon ympäri niin kuin sitä. Niin tosi paljon kaikki odotukset ja kaikki niin tavallaan liittyy niin kuin siihen.
What time we gonna be here?
Mä niinku ihailen siinä lastani, että hän ei itsekkäästi pidä sitä rakkautta, mitä hän on saanut, vähän jakaa sen.
Mirjami varmaan nauttii siitä, kun se näkee, että miten ne lapset niin ne imee sen syliin ja rakkauden, mitä se voi niille antaa. Ihan näin fyysisessä kosketuksessa ja ottaa ne polvelleen ja syliin ja rutistaa niitä. Ja se temperamenttisuus ja kaikki tämmöinen, mitä hänen luonteessa on, niin kyllä mä jotenkin ajattelen, että se sopii sinne melkein niin kuin paremmin kuin täällä meillä Suomessa.
Ja sitten, että kun ne pienet kädet kietoutuu Mirjamin kaulaan ja saa sanoa, että Jeesus rakastaa sinua ja minä rakastan sinua, niin se on se lääke, joka hoitaa.
There's no way that anybody could do this without the power of God and committing to it, because it's not the easiest work. It's a lot of hours, 90 hours a week. It's going out there, driving in traffic. It's picking up the children that sometimes aren't grateful. And you're thinking, why do I do this? This is crazy. I'm not going to do this. But it's that commitment inside of you. For me, it's a bit easier because I came from here. And I know that I need to be committed, because you don't get taught that on the streets is commitment and integrity and character. So it's commitment, not emotion, but commitment.
I still drive my own Sunday school bus here in New York. And people think that's very unusual for the senior pastor of such a large organization to pick up poor children on a bus for Sunday school. They don't know me. Because every week when I drive the bus, you know who I'm picking up. I'm picking up myself. Still, to this day, I'm the kid that was sitting on the corner. That's why this is so real. That's why I still drive the bus. That's why we've started these Sunday schools all over the world, because I understand what it's like to have nobody. I understand what it's like to have holes in my clothes and try to cover them up. I understand what it's like.
As an organization, Metro World Child is in an interesting season.
The doors are opening now to South Sudan, to Nigeria, to Ethiopia. So now, whether it's Latin America, Asia, Central America, the Caribbean, all of these places across the continent of Africa, that one door seems to be opening after another, and the young men and young women are saying, Pastor Bill, train me, teach me, speak into my life, get me ready so we can go and reach a generation now.
Miriam's 2-year adventure in New York is also turning out to be a long-term season in her life. She's currently in training to become a leader. The sounds of the night may still frighten her at times, but he who called this young woman here is faithful.